Hello, hello, yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to the stream. How you guys doing? I hope everyone is doing well. I apologize for another late night live stream. I honestly wasn't planning on streaming tonight, but Noir joined a call at like 7:40 and was like, "Yo, you want to stream tonight?" And I was like, sure. Speaking of Noir, he's the one who's here right now. Say hi. Say what's up.
Hello, everybody. How's everyone doing today?
So for today's stream, or tonight's stream, I don't plan on streaming for a super long time. It's probably very similarly to last night, going to be a shorter live session. We're probably gonna be streaming for about an hour, maybe hour and a half. We'll see, maybe less. I don't know. We'll feel the vibes and go accordingly. But I do have some stuff to do tonight, so just going to yap a little bit, talk. It's 5:47 for me. It's early. I'm sorry. And yo, what's good, Robinson? How's it going? Welcome to the Twitch chat. Yo, our first. I always get hyped when our first viewer is like, or our first typer rather, is on Twitch. And yo, what's good, YouTube chatters? Hold on, why have you guys not popped up? Whoa, wait. Hold on, why are you guys not popping up on stream? I have chat box on, right? Let me see. It is on. This is not. I'm so confused right now. Wait a second.
Everything good?
Yeah, for my streamer bot, it's I have this separate program I use to read YouTube and Twitch chat on one like application, and it's not reading YouTube chat for some reason. I'll just put it up manually for now until I get it fixed in the background. But let me say hi to everyone in the YouTube chat as well. His mic has an echo. Whose mic has an echo? Mine? Mine should not have an echo. If you hear Noir,
mine, or
it's probably yours, but it's probably just because I have you on speaker, so I'll just turn you down a little bit. And yo, what's good, Michi? What's good, Plasma? What's good, Gabriel, Raxi, Dylan, Putty Apple? This is the one. What's the one? Okay, wait. Hold on. So, I know you guys see TGS 2025 in the title. TGS has already happened.
Oh, you got their hopes up.
Yeah, we already been through this. TGS. This is a discussion live stream. I just put random taglines in discussion. TGS, Square Enix, Kingdom Hearts 4, Yapping with Noir. That's the title of the video. But if you guys are down to be here for the discussion, he's echoing still. Oh wait, you know what? I know why he's echoing. Hold on, that's my bad. I do know why he's echoing. I have desktop audio on. I was ready. Nah. But TGS has already been happening. And there is no general Square Enix presentation.
I believe Square already they already did their showcase. Square at TGS is already done.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, now YouTube chat's working. But hi guys, hi YouTube chat, hi Twitch. Hope you guys are all doing well. So for those of you that watch the podcast, we do have the podcast duo here. Noir actually wanted to do a spontaneous podcast episode tonight. I don't think Noir. What am I trying to say? I think Noir wanted to do a spontaneous podcast episode tonight. I was like, if we return with a live podcast episode, I want it to be like planned. How I'm gonna schedule it. I'm gonna let you guys know ahead of time for the most part. So we're doing audio is much better, by the way. Yeah, thank you guys. Sorry, yeah. I genuinely didn't know why I was echoing, like if it was, because I was like, okay, audio should be good, but okay, I forgot that because I had desktop audio on for the music, I forgot that desktop audio plays everything. So I'm like, okay, wait, I need to switch it to Chrome audio specifically. But
I guess first question I want to ask the chat is, apart from obviously no Kingdom Hearts announcements, which is something that I know a lot of people are really hoping for, was there anything shown at TGS or talked about at TGS that you guys really liked? Any positives you guys can take away from TGS?
Leonard, did you watch TGS?
I couldn't. I had work.
You didn't look at anything at TGS? Do you know what to watch?
No idea.
You said you had work. Because did you have work at, Juan? I'm trying to think. Because we had, what was technically part of TGS this time around was the State of Play was technically a part of TGS. Kind of leading into it. We also had the Xbox Game Showcase, and there's a couple of other showcases that happened, but more specific for certain developers. Like Capcom had a presentation, but it was for a specific game, I believe. Square Enix is doing a presentation for Dragon Quest, I believe today. I think they might be doing it in like 30 minutes, as a matter of fact. I think it was at 9 or some later time, but there's nothing general, so nothing that like screams Kingdom Hearts. Like, because if they announced they're doing a presentation for Dragon Quest, us Kingdom Hearts fans, we run on Copium and we run on Hope quite a lot, but it is definitely
Hopes and dreams.
It is definitely reaching a little bit more on the idiotic side to imagine Square's going to show something at a Dragon Quest presentation. If they specifically say Final Fantasy Dragon Quest presentation, I will assume it's only those things. Now, if they do a general Square presentation or a more general State of Play, general Xbox showcase, that's when where it's like, okay, there's room to imagine. There's room to hope. There's room to fantasize. So, yeah. Do you guys hear the music fine, by the way? Like, is the music loud enough? Or is it too low? Hope it's not too low. It seems like it's fine. Prodigy, do you think Izora might show up in Kingdom Hearts 4 in the story of the game?
He for sure is.
He should. I think he definitely should. And also,
like,
chat,
it really wouldn't make much sense for him not to show up.
Also, chat, I forgot to do the mandatory thing. So, Putty Apple in the chat said hi earlier. You guys need to scroll up in chat, and you guys need to say hi to Putty Apple. It's mandatory. We have to do it every stream, every single time.
Oh my god!
I don't make the rules. Like, you guys have to do it. You have to say hi to Putty Apple.
You do make the rules. This is your channel.
Well, I do, but like, it's not something. It's not something to make a rule of. It's like a constant in life. Like the way, like how we need to breathe air to survive. Like that, you have to say hi to Putty Apple. Like it's a requirement. Like it's not a choice. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You get me?
There's something in chat Gabriel said I would like to call attention to. So Gabriel C said, Cynical from the Gamers Joint posted a video today pointing out that Kingdom Hearts 4 has likely been in development for nearly 6 years, getting pretty long, especially with such little news. And I will say, like, this is definitely a new experience that a lot of us in the Kingdom Hearts community, and quite frankly, the Square Enix community, we're not used to, right? Because we're used to Square Enix just feeding us trailers and marketing for games before a game comes out. But I think just because of how much they had shown of Kingdom Hearts 3 for its marketing to get people hyped, it really messed with Kingdom Hearts 3's overall reception when it was released. Obviously, Kingdom Hearts 3 is still a relatively like positively looked at game. People do like Kingdom Hearts 3. Like there's no getting around that. But I'm confident in saying that Kingdom Hearts 3's reception probably would have been a whole lot better had there not been a whole bunch of trailers showing a whole lot of like critical stuff in it. So that's just like first thing, because Square Enix isn't really going to show marketing for games until it's about a year away from release, because that way they don't have to worry about, oh, are we doing too much before we're too far in development to be confident in showing this stuff. Because there's a lot of times where Square will show stuff that's early in development, and then people look at the final product like, okay, well, what is this? Y'all show this in a trailer. This didn't show up. And another thing is with Kingdom Hearts 4's development time. So I think Nomura said that they had already started like a year in development already before they showed Kingdom Hearts 4 at the fan event, at the 20th anniversary event. So if development started in 2021, then yeah, we are approaching 6 years for overall development time, since we're at the end of 2025. And that is a long time for Square Enix to develop a game.
The thing is, though, I want to interrupt you right quick. Part of that isn't even fully true, though. Because, like, Square has still been announcing games like not too early, but they've still been announcing games like ahead of time. Like it hasn't been just a year. It's not like the game magically appears in a year and then it's out. Like Square hasn't been doing that. They've been announcing games ahead, especially their AAA titles. They've been announcing ahead of time. Though the difference with Kingdom Hearts is Kingdom Hearts has had radio silence. A lot of these other games, even if they go a year without a trailer, they get some interviews. And usually not long after. Like for Final Fantasy 16, 16 was announced in I think during COVID, right? Like during 2020, and it came out 2023, right? And I'm pretty sure 16 went like I think 16 went like a year and a half without marketing, and then they started marketing it again with like the demos and whatnot that was happening, if I'm not mistaken. And then I know a Rebirth. I think Rebirth was announced like 2 years after Remake. Like I think like 2022 or 2023. And then I know when they came back at that Summer Games Fest, and then started going crazy with the marketing like the rest of the year after, leading to the release in February. So you're right about like part of it, but like I think even in between those times, there was updates, there was interviews, there was like I guess reassurance. And with Kingdom Hearts, I think that's what a fan base needs, reassurance when you go through these long gaps. And I think that's the main thing that's been missing. Because even during Kingdom Hearts 3's longest like droughts, which were like we've went like times without Kingdom Hearts 3 news, but in between that time period we had like remixes, we had 2.8 or like a key update. But for people who are mainly looking forward to Kingdom Hearts 3, we've had years we went without news. Like 2013, when the game was announced, we got news. We got 2 trailers that year in 2013, and then we got a teaser in 2014. And then we basically, like, the teaser was very, very small. Like, we didn't actually see the game for Kingdom Hearts 3 again after its announcement till 2 years later, like at E3 2015. We got another trailer, and then we kind of went. I think there was a period we went another year. I think 2016 we went without seeing KH3 as well. Like after that E3, we didn't see KH3 again until basically another 2 years after that. But we knew the game was being made during that time period. But I do remember during that period, it did feel like a long time since we saw KH3. Because while the remixes and remasters were cool and significant, definitely substantial, and had a big impact on the fandom in terms of new games and new content, 3 was the thing everyone was looking at. So like I feel like what's missing this time isn't just it isn't, I think it isn't just them like doing like their marketing approach. I think what's made this wait so like annoying for people is like the lack of reassurance. And they've tried like some tiny things here and there, but like I think one of the biggest telling things is, and I feel like it's hard to really beat around the bush for this, a whole game that had a lengthy like cycle of development, and kind of marketing and closed betas in Japan and other countries, never in the US, got canceled. And for a game people were anticipating for years that got canceled, we got screenshots as a result. Now, I know they're probably dealing with the more fine. They're dealing with the worst end of it. Like they got a game canceled. People might have lost their jobs over it. Well, on the fan base end, it's like, dang, screenshots. It's like I don't blame people for worrying, right? But we've had this discussion a lot before. So I do get their points, but it's like a lot of. It's weird. They're definitely doing the thing where they're going to market it closer to release, but one is close to release, because in 2022, Noir, we thought the game was going to release probably 2024, 2025, because we were thinking there's no way this is going to be another KH3 scenario, because, you know, Unreal Engine, assets, and this and that, right? And that's what we debated.
Yeah.
But now we're entering 2026, and there's no news. The screenshots didn't come with the release date. It didn't come with the promise or reassurance of news later. It didn't. We don't even know if we're seeing Kingdom Hearts this year before the year ends. We're about to enter quarter 4, and I'm not saying we should panic. The game is going to come out. The game is going to come out. I don't think KH4 is getting canceled. I think KH4 is a game. I don't want to jinx it, but I do think it's a game that is too big. That is too big to cancel. I want to think it's too. I'm knocking on wood, crossing my fingers. Too big to cancel, right? But I feel like it's not. People are wondering when is the game going to come out? So then we can stop talking about the drought. So is the game releasing in 2028? Okay, I know. Alright, the game's probably aiming for a later release. So in that case, then I know not to expect anything till 2027. Is the game are they planning a late 2026 release? In that case, then okay, maybe I should start expecting news around this time, this summer, yada yada. But we don't know that. So it's people saying they're going to market when it's close to release. When is closer to release? Is it going to be this length? Because at this rate, Kingdom Hearts 4 was announced in 2022, and if we reach 2027, it will have been likely the same dev cycle as 3's, straight up. And if what Gamers Joint is saying, which I don't think is and I saw they made that video earlier, I don't think it's super crazy, mind blowing information. You can kind of. I think a lot of us imagine that Kingdom Hearts 4 has been in development at least since the Remind. I think at the absolute latest, they probably started development when Remind or Melody of Memory came out. So concepts, planning, yada yada. Concepts and planning probably started as soon as right after KH3, because I remember in the Ultimania, Nomura talked about how he wants to get started on the next Saga, and he probably was starting it. So I'm guessing 2019, 2020 is likely when KH4 started development, so 6 years tracks. And if that is the case, this is probably just as long as the dev cycle as 3 was, because 3 we're assuming 3 probably started development 2012, right? Because that 2013 trailer was all concepts, basically no actual footage and gameplay, no one was moving the controller or nothing.
So, and it's funny when you think about the first Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer versus the first Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer, because like John said, the first Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer was just all concepts, right? So the HUD wasn't real, it was a pre-rendered video, right? They made a pre-rendered video for a trailer, and it wasn't real time. But the first Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer was made in real time, right? So, and that basically just means that the footage that we saw for the first Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer, they actually were using a real demo build and recording that.
Yeah. I can believe Kingdom Hearts 4 was actual gameplay. I fully believe that.
It was real time in Unreal Engine 4, and they said, okay, well, we're going to move to Unreal Engine 5. But obviously, that's not going to be as big of a change as it was from going from Luminous Engine to Unreal Engine 4.
I still think it was extremely early concepts, though. I think Kingdom Hearts 4 was probably I think Kingdom Hearts 4's trailer was probably barely past the concept stage. If I had to put a percentage on where I think KH4 is at right now, I want to hope the game is at a good 70-80% done, and then that last 20-30% of game development is usually always going to be the voice acting, refining. They probably have another world or two to finish. I can imagine why this game would take long. It's just surprising that it did, because a lot of us were hopeful that they would reuse some of these assets, and I'm actually still of the opinion, Unreal Engine 5, a lot of games have had issues in Unreal Engine 5. That has been a real thing in game development, and we have seen games that use Unreal Engine 4, that use some of the older engines, that's more polished versions of them. have come out faster a little bit. Now doesn't mean that Unreal Engine like it depends on how you use the engine, right? I'm not a master at game development or anything like that. No, I don't. I know basically like nothing about it aside from what I cover and what devs decide to share with us. But I I hope like if there are game developers in chat, like I'm interested in your take on this because I feel like KH4 should have stuck with Unreal Engine 4. Because personally, I think for Kingdom Hearts, like people don't care as much about like wow, like being wowed with graphics and hair details. It is very cool to see that in a Kingdom Hearts game, and Kingdom Hearts 3 looks beautiful. But despite that, there are people. Kingdom Hearts 3, I think, is the perfect look for Kingdom Hearts. However, there's so many people that think the older art style looks better. They're more nostalgic for the older art style. Matter of fact, let's get a poll going in chat. Chat, do you guys like Kingdom Hearts 3's art style, or do you guys prefer the old one? Like, if you had to say what art style you like better, because what I'm trying to talk about here is I feel like Kingdom Hearts 4's graphics are part of the lore. Yeah, you're right. They are part of the lore. But, like, it technically is. But like, I still feel like you could. I think Kingdom Hearts is more of a art style like sort of game. So like this here, Nomura even said this is the art style of Quadrom, this realistic look. So maybe that's why they did want to do Unreal Engine 5. So the realistic look would look better
that is
here.
that is more than likely the reason, just because like obviously we know that Unreal Engine 4 can handle a Kingdom Hearts 3 world.
Yeah.
Because the way that Kingdom Hearts 3 worlds were structured wasn't like how they were originally in the other games, because it used to be like you had a map and a whole bunch of like small separated rooms that had their own little connecting sections that were you could just walk through them and then boom, you're in the next room, right? But it was basically the game is only loading this small map. But Kingdom Hearts 3 instead went,
it's open
no,
zone,
we're just gonna open up the whole world. Like it's gonna be a huge map, right? It's gonna be all segmented. So it's basically like how Kingdom Hearts 1 maps were developed somewhat, but just way larger, because the maps for Kingdom Hearts 1 were structured differently compared to every other game in the series, because they still had the same like segmented rooms that the other Kingdom Hearts games had, but they also had assets and everything from other connected rooms already kind of preloaded. Now, a lot of times you don't see it, but realistically, if you found a way to get out of bounds in a Kingdom Hearts 1 room, you could potentially load up a loading zone for a completely separate room. So you could actually skip rooms if you were able to get out of bounds. It's something not a lot of people know unless you actually, use mods or anything like that in Kingdom Hearts 1.
Right. Aren't they supposed to be switching between Unreal Engine 4 and 5? Yeah, they switched to Unreal Engine 5, and I kind of feel like the switch, we still would have been in this wait period, but I feel like it's safe to say Unreal Engine 5 probably still. I know some people are against this, and I've had talks with people about it. I feel like Unreal Engine 5 had to have added an extra year or two of development time. Like it had to have. Because, like, you can... Unreal Engine 5 and 4... Unreal Engine 5 is basically an update to Unreal Engine 4. But there are different features in the engine. And there are... like, you could run an Unreal Engine 4 game on 5 and, like, as if nothing changed. And the game will probably, like, look better, do better things. Like, the engine upgrades, right? However, I imagine for AAA games, and one of the reasons they're not like as well optimized, you probably still have to fine tune a lot of these things. So like, it's like a snowball effect. It's like, yeah, K3 probably worked perfectly fine. Like this trailer's in Unreal Engine 4, for example. This trailer's in Unreal Engine 4, and we see just how much better the screenshots even look compared to this.
But the screenshots are on Unreal Engine 5. You have to remember that.
Yeah, that's what I said. These screenshots, how much better they looked. Like, I feel like this had to add more development time, because since they're using this engine, they're aiming for this level of quality. It's probably like causing, like, I don't know, it probably just makes development time a little longer. But again, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm yapping. I'm trying to like theorize, make suggestions as to why it could be taking a little bit longer, and that's just kind of how I feel. I still don't know if we're going to see an announcement this year. What do you think, Noir?
I think there is a very real chance at the Game Awards, but that's like the only possibility. Just because
Why is there a chance at the Game Awards?
for an announcement?
Yeah, what makes you think the Game Awards has a chance?
Well, I think if well, one, it's the fact that it's like a big event for trailers and reveals, right? And it's the perfect way to just cap off the the whole business year, right? To show an upcoming game that like everyone is expecting. And I mentioned to someone before that if like it would make sense for Kingdom Hearts 4 to be shown at the Game Awards because it's like the end of 2025 that literally leaves all of 2026 for marketing towards the game.
Yeah.
Like all of 2026. And because realistically we should definitely be getting like solid voice acting for the trailers next time we see Kingdom Hearts 4 and like not just recycled sound clips like they do for other trailers. And like John said earlier, voice acting is one of the last bits of development for a game because they basically have to make sure they make everything else and then have the voice actors work around what they make.
They've been dropping a lot of Cage merchandise. Must be a sign of Cage. Where they've been dropping Kingdom Hearts merchandise for the past 2 years.
I must say they've been randomly dropping Kingdom Hearts merch like for the past couple of years, and it's meant nothing. But I will say that Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3's development, even though it's an entirely separate team, I do believe it stood somewhat in the way because it was an extremely ambitious title, right, or project, I should say, and it's a big thing that they had to make sure they got done immediately. And since they chose to work on Part 3 as soon as Rebirth came out, that's like, okay, well, we definitely have some work to do. We need to make sure we get this done. We don't want there to be delays. Because
Thing is, do we know like do we know if Part 3's switching to Unreal Engine 5? Because Rebirth was on 4.
No, they're not switching.
Yeah, and like you guys see how much faster development's going? Like I feel like it has to be UE5.
like they're already doing voice acting for Rebirth. Or not Rebirth, Remake Part 3. Like the voice actor for Cloud recorded himself he took a photo of himself in a recording booth. And like I don't think he directly stated he was working on Final Fantasy, but he dropped a hint that he was, if I remember correctly. And everyone's like, okay, well, Remake Part 3 must be like pretty decently far in development, just because they're already doing voice acting. Now, even though they've been at voice acting for a while, that doesn't mean that they are super close to being done. Just like, because if anyone here that has played Rebirth knows that the amount of content in that game, in the amount of voice acting needed to be in that game, is ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, I mean, but because they already have most of the world map sorted out, though, Rebirth probably made most of the game for them already. And yo, Starshine Animation, welcome to the stream. What makes you say that? Brother, as a Cage fans need to chill. And yo, what's good, Lyoko, Warrior? Sorry I didn't say hi to everyone earlier. That was for FF Tactics, I think. What was for FF Tactics?
Was it?
Did you say something about for FF Tactics? I haven't played.
I think Lyoko Warrior's talking about the photo that the voice actor for Cloud took of himself in a recording booth.
Oh, okay.
Because if it was for Final Fantasy Tactics, then that actually means that Remake Part 3 wasn't as far along in development as people thought, which is probably why we haven't seen any trailers for the game. Okay, it was for Final Fantasy Tactics. Andy just said it got confirmed that the voice actor for Cloud was actually recording voice lines for Final Fantasy Tactics.
Okay.
So yeah, then yeah, that's it's true. Then the development wasn't even as far as what people were initially saying.
Yeah, but I mean, they did come out that yesterday or 2 days ago. They did come out with a Hamaguchi did come out with like a statement talking about how they're decently far along with Final Fantasy 7 Part 3. So I'm kind of expecting it to come out soon. And there's some people who when I mentioned 2027 being a possible release window for Kingdom Hearts 4, because the reason I aim for that is because that's the 25th anniversary year for the series. A lot of people also mentioned how that is the 30th anniversary year for Final Fantasy 7. So, saying how, unless Square wants to double dip that year, which they could, they honestly could, but they'd be pitting both of their games against each other, essentially.
That really isn't how it works. Obviously, they wouldn't release them too close to each other. They kind of want each game to have their own period of time for people buying the game, enjoying it, right? But basically helping the company do work and marketing towards other people.
But I mean, like FF16 only released like what? Well, I guess it was a decent. I think FF16 released like 6 to 8 months before Rebirth.
Yeah,
something like that. Like it wasn't that like they were.
That's still like half a year or more.
Yeah.
Also, everyone here should be playing Kingdom Hearts or a Kingdom Hearts game while we do this live stream. I'm playing Kingdom Hearts 1 right now. I'm fighting Riku Ansem, okay? It's like the best fight in the entire game.
Riku Ansem. We have a save file specifically for that?
Yes.
Heck yeah. YAPPING KH4 while knowing Sora is going to take his first L against the Foretellers, bro. Chat, I'm so excited to see the Foretellers in KH4. Because the epilogue, still, in my opinion, one of the best cutscenes in Kingdom Hearts. I think the cutscene was done beautifully. Perfection. Absolute perfect cutscene, in my opinion. Actually, chat, what was your guys' favorite cutscene in Kingdom Hearts 3? This was probably mine, right here. What was your guys'?
Ooh, that's a good favorite cutscene. Because, like, that's such an obscure question to ask across, like, the entire series.
Well, not for the entire series, but for, like, KH3 specifically. What was your favorite?
Oh, KH3? Oh, it's for sure the epilogue.
The epilogue?
Or actually, I don't know. Because, you know what? No, it's not the epilogue. Epilogue is a close second, but Roxas's return. That scene still gives me goosebumps.
You can honestly never go wrong with that. By the way, chat, make sure you guys subscribe to my boy Noir on his channel. He's also going to be uploading more videos soon, hopefully.
Yes, hopefully. Life is hectic. People get busy.
Zigbar, Luxor, DLC 1. That, okay, I actually really like that choice, because that's a really good cutscene, Shinra. I think that's a really good cutscene. I feel like that's the best example of, like, dialogue being, like, really interesting in Kingdom Hearts. I like seeing, it's weird, because when you see that cutscene happen, you realize, like, wait, we haven't seen that interaction that often. And then seeing it in that way, where Zigbar's kind of, like, it's like they're playing chess in real time, like playing mental games. It's really cool. It's just a really sick scene.
I think what I really like about that cutscene in particular is because we already knew that Zigbar is Lushu, and Lushu is an incredibly intelligent person, but he's good at hiding his intelligence. And we have recently discovered that so is Luxord. And that was an opportunity for both of them to kind of leak out their intelligence while trying to one up each other in a conversation of wits. Like, intelligent conversations like that will always get to me.
Yeah. It's definitely always a great moment. Man, Kingdom Hearts' the story, it's weird because one of the main reasons people love it, but it's like, okay, well, chat, I can ask this: if you had to say what your favorite thing about Kingdom Hearts is, if you had to like, if you had to say in a vague sense what your favorite like aspect of Kingdom Hearts is, what would it be? For me, it probably would be the characters. Actually, I think the characters of Kingdom Hearts is the best thing about it.
For me, it's the overall story.
The lore, the story.
I love a complicated story. I love an intense story that requires a whole lot of attention.
Yeah. I may have my mind that Kingdom Hearts 4 won't be seen until 2026, and we'll get FF7 Part 3 and KH4 in 2027 at this point. When for each though is what I would wonder.
I'd say, maybe mid 2026 for remake part 3, and either end of 2026 or start of 2027 would be Kingdom Hearts 4. If they wanted to try and make things
2026 for Part 3,
yeah,
you think Part 3 is releasing next year?
there's a chance.
There is a chance, I guess.
Just because, like, even though it isn't as far in development as I initially thought it was, the fact that they're openly talking more and more about Remake Part 3's development, like, says a lot. Especially since Square is taking the silent approach when it comes to their game development. Right.
Well, they haven't been really. They've been very communicative with Final Fantasy. It's a lot of it is happening with Kingdom Hearts, Nier, Dragon Quest right now. Dragon Quest hasn't been getting like a lot of stuff, but Dragon Quest 12 specifically hasn't gotten like any news. But I think they're even worse off than us right now, Dragon Quest 12. But like, Seven Remake Part 3 has been getting so much like news and reassurance. Like, there's something coming out like every other month, I feel like, about 7 Remake Part 3. Like they're yapping about Part 3. They're like, oh yeah, man, the game's almost done. The game's going well in development. Like, yeah, we're gonna do this and this. Like, I've been hearing I feel like I haven't even played Rebirth. I feel like I've heard so much about devs talking about Part 3 for 7 Remake. Okay, chat, for those of you interested, go ahead.
So with and one thing I really wanted to point out when it came to Remake Part 3 is, like, a lot of people are like, oh well, they're just gonna mix remake Part 2 and Part 1 together, right? And that should make up a good chunk of Part 3. That's partly true, but you also have to remember that, one, the fact that Remake Part 1 was a massive game in its own right, and it was just Midgar.
Yeah.
And
Remake
Part 2 was basically, like, not the rest, but a majority of the Final Fantasy VII world, and that's its own game. Because there's still a good amount of unexplored areas in the Final Fantasy VII world that was not in either Part 1 or Part 2. For one, the entire nation of Wutai, right? Because they're making this whole plot line about Wutai. Wutai was a pretty big place in the original Final Fantasy VII. Not to mention you have other areas, like the Northern Crater, and like other locale areas that were in the original 7 that haven't been in either game. And then they have to take all of those new places, take everything from a full-fledged game and another thing from a full-fledged game, and put it all together. That's a lot.
Yeah. They're definitely getting remake part 3 soon. Square seems extremely focused on getting remake out the way. Yeah, they definitely seem very laser focused on remake. Hopefully
Because
after that though,
they've been playing with the Final Fantasy VII remake for shoot. The original Final Fantasy VII remake was announced 10
2015.
years ago.
Yeah. But like Kingdom Hearts 4 is not even that like if we're acquaintance to Kingdom Hearts. Now there's a lot of things I could say about Kingdom Hearts that make Kingdom Hearts longer. Like the Disney elements 100% inflate Kingdom Hearts' dev time for like but by a decent bit, I imagine, especially for when they're being more ambitious than ever with worlds, movies, art styles. Because when you look at like, if they're going the same approach they did for Kingdom Hearts, if they're going the same approach they did for Kingdom Hearts 4 as they did with KH3, but I imagine 5 and like even more so, these worlds are probably going to take a while to make and like build properly because like look at Pirates in KH3. Like you see, I was already
Oh
telling
my
you,
god, that world is
like
massive.
look at how beautiful Pirates is in this game and like the art style they went with for that. Shoot, I don't know, like look at like Toy Box. There's no CGI cutscenes for Toy Box. You can just imagine like worlds like Toy Box, Pirates, these worlds where they are going for these different like sorts of sort of art directions. Monstropolis, just they're doing all this stuff, right? They're trying to make every world feel unique and feel more than ever like you're actually in the world. Imagine this for Kingdom Hearts 4's world list, which potentially is sounding like one of the best world lists we might ever get in the Kingdom Hearts franchise. When it gets confirmed, of course, but the theorized world list is based on what's popular, what's requested. Moana, Star Wars, Treasure Planet, potentially. And just with those three, like with Treasure Planet, like I can't even imagine how beautiful that world's going to be. Moana, they could probably just go with the regular art style for Moana, but you got to think about like the ocean and sea elements and them doing that with the water. And we know Pirates was probably one of the more tasking worlds for them in 3. They're going to have to do a lot of that again with Moana and that structure. Star Wars, you already know they're going to go this super realistic live action approach with Star Wars to try and make Sora and the characters fit into that world. So like look at how good like Star Wars Fallen Order or like Outlaws looks. Like they're probably aiming to have Kingdom Hearts look on par, if not better than those games. So like, and this is per world, and switching that art style probably gonna take a while. Like KH4, no doubt in my mind it's gonna be gorgeous, but above gorgeous, I want the games to run well because people still love worlds like Moana. People still love Port Royal and KH2. People still loved like these other worlds in Kingdom Hearts games, Halloween Town, Agrabah. People love these worlds. And it wasn't just because the graphics were cool, because I don't think Kingdom Hearts ever really got praised for his graphics, to be honest, until I guess KH3.
Recently.
Yeah, Kingdom Hearts, like the CGI cutscenes got praised, like those looked great. Those cutscenes looked amazing, but
Yeah, but Square's always been cracked when it came to their CGI cutscenes.
They've always been cracked with that. But yeah, yo, Scarwiz, what's good? Finally get to catch a live. Welcome. You joined a good one. We're having a meaty discussion about Kingdom Hearts and Force development and what could be making it take so long. And I'm here with my friend Noir, who was also
Medi Warrior, you did ask about the voice in the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer, and I believe Andy is the one that answered it. Andy is correct. It is Sigurd that it narrates the Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer.
Yeah, it is Sigurd, which does put Missing Link's role in KH4 into question, and I think that also does not help at all. Missing Link got canceled, so I think they probably are going to be rewriting some elements of Kingdom Hearts 4. I'm assuming.
It's funny for anyone that really didn't know when it happened. So after the 20th anniversary event, Nomura like gave this One Piece style thing that people had to like decode for um, for the trailers and figure out like who was the narrator, and then people were able to figure out because they looked at the passage that Nomura gave, and what they did was they looked at all of the kanjis that were lined up in an X because the whole thing was in like a perfectly square box. So they took the kanji that helped form an X, and in that message, they it said that the narrator was Sigurd. And because the narrator for Sigurd, or the narrator being Sigurd in Missing Link, sounds identical to Kingdom Hearts 4's trailer, people are like, oh yeah, no, Sigurd is the narrator for Kingdom Hearts 4, which does bring up some interesting
Or at least for that
thoughts.
trailer. For that trailer.
At least for that trailer, but like that still brings us some interesting thoughts. Like, okay, well, what is Sigurd doing voicing anything Kingdom Hearts 4 related? That should have been decades ago, involving Sigurd, or not even decades, centuries ago, really. So he shouldn't even really be around, realistically, because the narrators for Kingdom Hearts 3 trailers were either young Xehanort or Ericus, and while they were technically, well, young Xehanort is an exception,
They
but
only had like
well,
two trailers with them narrating it, right? I think it was just that one
but
chess trailer.
but they were still like narrators in any capacity for a trailer.
Yeah, but they made it pretty obvious that it was them. So yeah.
But you know, everyone knows Ericus wasn't really involved too much during the story of Kingdom Hearts 3 till near the end, and like he was there a little bit in the beginning.
Yeah. I what type of story do you think? Because I do want to do I kind of want to do a Key Trilogy podcast with you one of these days. But like, what do you think Missing Link's story, like what effect, and like what was Missing Link's story going to be? Like full theory, full throttle. What was that story going to be? How was it going to play out? Like point A to point B.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
What do you think Missing Link's story was going to be about?
Oh, that's a good question because it is a Kingdom Hearts mobile app story, so who knows what, because like the mobile app stories tend to be the most insane, wild, cracked stories out of them all. And well, let's see. It's definitely clear that what happened in Missing Link wasn't going to be written down in the Book of Prophecies. That's why it was called Missing Link.
Right.
Um, I will also say that we know that Lushu was there, and we know that the character that we play as was basically the reincarnation of the original player character from Union Cross. So it's tough to say. We do know that he ends up taking care of
There's Octopath stuff
baby
happening.
Baby Nort. After he's, so we probably would have seen like near the end Xehanort's mother like not give birth but like be pregnant, then like have him or something like that. I don't know. um I also think that I feel like darkness would have made itself known in
100%.
Scala at Kylum,
100%.
just because I don't really see any other reason for Xehanort to have to be taken away to Destiny Islands to hide from anything, because if darkness wasn't there, then there would have been no threat to Xehanort's safety unless there was some other threat that we didn't know of.
Yeah. Man. So for instance,
Now,
2025, you're pushing their double A side of things. Yeah, they've definitely been focusing on their double A games, like their Octopaths, their Dragon Quest 8. Like, the HD 2D games have been popping off this year. The HD 2D games have been going like crazy.
oh, I will say that there probably would have been something that would have made our player character think that Xehanort was the child of destiny, which we probably would have gotten more information on that too. Just, I mean, a lot of people that don't play Dark Road or never saw Dark Road probably don't know about this, but apparently in the Book of Prophecies there is a mention of someone known as the Child of Destiny who was going to be like this prophesized like golden boy who would have been able to connect with people like flawlessly and feel their pain, right? It would have been like the perfect person
I don't
to.
think it said all that.
I'm pretty sure it did. Let me pull it up.
Wait, whoa.
I will. No, hold on. Before you try and fact check me.
Huh? All right.
Child of Destiny, Kingdom Hearts.
I now remember all
Hold on.
that.
There's literally a cage page or a cage wiki page dedicated for it.
Decade of the Child of Destiny, right?
So
The Child of Destiny
Destiny,
exists.
yeah.
It's a thing. Like it's Xehanort. They
So-
said at the end of Dark Road, but like
Yes.
well,
So
everything else you
here's the
said.
synopsis. Here's the synopsis from the Child of Destiny.
Send it over so I can put it on stream so we can look at it.
Okay. Yeah.
But you can keep reading it, but just like send it over.
Oh, hold on. I'm gonna send you the link. Okay, I sent you the link. Okay. So Child of Destiny reads as follows. A very young Xehanort and the cloak figure lay on Destiny Islands by a campfire. Xehanort crawls on the person's arm, who tells him that he is the Child of Destiny who will save the world from darkness, as well as a descendant of a renowned Keyblade master. Through Xehanort's interactions with others, the cloaked figure explains he will be led on his destined path. Xehanort understands that he must stay on Destiny Islands to be protected from darkness, but is told that he must one day leave and experience the outside world when he is strong enough. Xehanort expresses his desire to see his mother again, as well as meet the kids from his dreams. He describes these friends to a cloaked figure: a boy with curly silver hair, a boy with black hair and a hat, a skinny boy with pink hair, a quiet boy with blonde hair, and a girl with dark hair, not unlike his mother's, and another one who reminds him of his caretaker. Upon hearing this, the cloaked figure gets emotional. The cloaked figure describes how they live two lives. First as player in Daybreak Town. From the Book of Prophecies, it was given to a dear friend. Let's see. Yeah, next mention of the Child of Destiny says that they knew of a Book of Prophecies that was given to a dear friend. In their second life in Old Scarlet Kylum, they learned that darkness would prevail over light, but the Child of Destiny would change that grim outcome.
Yeah.
So it's not. It's Sora.
No, I think it'll be terrible if it's Sora. It is. Are you a Star Wars guy?
Yes.
Okay, it is Xehanort in the same way it's Anakin in Star Wars.
But Xehanort's dead.
Okay, so he
Not to mention
he put Sora down this path that's going to lead to this.
But it was Sora that changed the outcome. It was Sora
because Xehanort was stringing him along, and he groomed him for that role. He groomed him for the bigger picture. Xehanort knew about the Master of Masters. He knew about darknesses. He knew Vanitas was a darkness. He knew Vanitas wasn't who Vanitas was pretending to be. He knew all of this stuff, so he was grooming Sora for that role to fight the darknesses. Here's
my response to that. Here's my response to that. Right? Two things. Firstly, that would be more of an indirect responsibility because he may have been responsible for grooming Sora to become this person that would fight darkness, but he wasn't the one to fight darkness. And the prophecy states that the Child of Destiny is the one to
by taking upon darkness himself.
And here's the thing about that, right? Because with the indirect approach, it's not the same as Star Wars, because Star Wars stated that the the chosen boy would destroy the
It's
Sith.
more of a loose equivalence rather than a exact 1-to-1.
Well, because what I mean is that, like, because Luke wasn't the one to destroy the Sith, Anakin was, right? He was the one that threw Palpatine down the Death Star. So Xehanort wasn't the one to rewrite fate of darkness prevailing. Sora was.
So
Xehanort might have been
do you
the
think the rebels
catalyst.
would have won without Luke?
Huh?
Do you think the rebels would have won without Luke?
No.
Do you think it would have had a chance without Luke?
No.
Exactly. Like to me.
But the whole idea is that Anakin was still the one who was responsible for Palpatine's death. He was the one that killed Palpatine.
Yeah, you're right.
So in the same sense that Sora was the one to change the outcome.
But the thing is about Sora being the child of destiny that I don't like, and they basically, like, in the cutscene, like they're basically telling you, or at least the player cloak figure thinks it's Xehanort, which they're leading to it, so that they could be trying to do a red herring thing, but it'd be. I would dislike this plot point heavily. I know you're a big fan of Sora being this, like, grandiose hero who's, like, looked as like God, or like the chosen one. I hate that idea for Sora. Sora basically already is that without actually being it, and I like that because the perspective that Sora is supposed to be, and this is Xehanort even, or Nomura. Nomura even said this in the Ultimania for Birth by Sleep, when he was making some of these other plot points. While Xehanort was being created during that period, that Sora is not meant to be this, like, super special character, but his connections with others is what makes him special. He's essentially supposed to be a normal kid who got the Keyblade. And I know that sounds really silly to everyone else, but I think giving Sora this big chosen one persona is the same reason I think it's. Actually, me and Noir had this debate off stream a couple of days ago. You could tell I don't like story elements like that, because I hated the, like, Ashura Intra thing in Naruto. Like, I think story elements like that are just really, really lame for protagonists. Now, I like it for antagonists. I think for protagonists, especially so late in the story, because they didn't create the story like that, it's lame.
So so my thing with Sora being the child of destiny is that, yes, we all know that Sora is built to be a character that isn't really all that special, right? He's meant to be just an ordinary boy who's at the right place at the right time, and what makes him so strong and what makes him such a special person at all is his connections. But the whole basis around the child of destiny is connecting with other people, right? And, like, the literal foundation
kinda, sorta,
of the
but,
child
like,
of destiny and Sora is the same thing.
Kinda, sorta, but, like, it's not even like a plot element they talked about extensively. Like, it's a plot. Like, you see, this is one of the smallest wiki pages I think I've seen for Kingdom Hearts. Like, there's not much here to go off of. Like, they basically mention the child of destiny. They mention in very vague terms what it could be or is, and they kind of move on from it. Like it's open to be, like, they introduced it in a cutscene as Xehanort, and then, like, trying to make you think it's Xehanort. And some people are like, no, this describes Sora even better. Like, it's supposed to be some weird, like, red herring thing. But then this mobile game gets canceled. Or then this mobile game doesn't even, like, it barely sees the light of day anyways. It's like, this game's delisted. Like, so
You're about to make me write a script. You're about to make me write a script.
Well, on Sora being the child of destiny?
Yes.
Bro, we could have a whole podcast about this, because I think that would just be garbage. Like, it shouldn't be.
So, and I remember that regular Pat had mentioned something about Sora being the child of destiny, and he mentioned that, like, it doesn't have to muddy Sora's character or how he's built, as long as it's like
Doesn't
a
have
sort
to,
of
but it's just like,
as long as it's built like sort of loosely, like anyone could have fulfilled that role, and it just happened to be Sora.
why even introduce that though? Like at that point, you know what I mean?
I feel like there are some reasons why, and I will have to save that for the script.
But like, I guess, but like, what? I'm still yap about it. Why even introduce a plot point like that if it could be anyone? Because like, what? Like, you gotta think about what most viewers' interpretation of that's going to be. And admittedly, with Kingdom Hearts, like Kingdom Hearts is a story that wants you to dig deeper and find deeper meaning out of it. But like, I feel like something like that just isn't. I feel like it's just a little. It's a little to me. Now, could they? I'm open to things. Like, it doesn't sound like I'm very open to it right now, but like, if they can convince me that it can be interesting, it can be good, I'll go along with it. Like, there was a time period where I thought Ventus and Lorium being in Union Cross was absolutely like stupid, because back then I thought it was very silly to give these characters past, basically like they basically pseudo rewrote these characters a little bit using Union Cross and using key elements. Now, as Key's story went along and how freaking good Key's story was, I'm more than accepted. I'm open to it. Matter of fact, it saved Ventus's character for me. Like, Ventus went from like C tier to me, one of my least favorite characters. I didn't dislike him, but he was one of my least favorite main characters, to like top of B, like low A. Like, I'm very interested in Ventus's story arc. Same with Lorium, same with Strelitzia, same with Larxene. Like, Union Cross made a lot of characters who originally died or left Kingdom Hearts way more interesting, like when they got brought back. Maybe that happens with the Child of Destiny thing, but for me personally, it's just like, why even use the term? Because I feel like it completely messes with Sora's, like, he's not supposed to be this big. We know he's a big important character, and I know that will feel validating for some Cage fans who see Sora that way. But for me, what makes Sora important and what Sora means to me personally is that why he's one of my favorite characters is that anyone could be Sora. And the perspective that you said, that you echoed off a regular Pat, about if they make it a loose role, where anyone can like fill that role, and they actually pin that into the story, that's awesome. Like, they make that like a little more clear. But if it's just some loose thing they say like towards the end, like, oh well, Sora's the Child of Destiny, but anyone could technically be the Child of Destiny, it's like, why even introduce it in the first place? Just let Sora be Sora. Sora. That's who he is. He's not the Child of Destiny. He's not some godly figure. He's all those things. He can be like, he can be everything, but he's Sora. Sora, that's just who he is. Sora. That, to me, that's what's important. But I'm interested. I do. That's my take on it. But I don't know. I'm interested to hear what you guys, like, what everyone has to say. And I would watch a video of you talking about that. I feel like we can make a whole podcast about this topic: Sora versus Xehanort as the Child of Destiny. But let's rewatch this cutscene though, because they have me interested. Well, let's see, because let's actually start from the beginning. This 6-minute Dark Road cutscene. I'll screen share for you. Hold on. How do I do this? Let me start I started the virtual cam. There we go. The Japanese version of Dark Road dialogue, when he had Ventus, or in the Dark Road, he implies that he thinks Ventus is a Child of Destiny. Yeah, the thing with Ventus is very weird, because Ventus is like the only pure.
Ventus wasn't stated to be some Child of Destiny. He was stated to be some.
They said in the Japanese version.
What was that, like, properly translated?
I don't know. I don't know.
Because I know with like the translations for like this game could be kind of wonky. Because I remember it was like Darkness said it was preordained that Ventus would carry darkness within him. Right, because clearly Darkness took a look at the Book of Prophecies, and they were able to find out that Ventus is a carrier of darkness, which anyone that knows that Vanitas is a darkness knows that that is true, right? Ventus, despite being a pure light being, he does carry a great darkness within him. But there's something else I wanted to point out, and I don't think I will have to mention this in my video too, but I don't think it could be Xehanort because the person who says this is simply the player character. He doesn't fully like he can read the Book of Prophecies, but there's a chance he could misinterpret it, right? Because that has happened before. Because the Book of Prophecies is not that detailed. The master even stated it doesn't tell you everything. I just simply jotted down what I thought was important.
This is a issue.
It doesn't give you much at all. Not to mention both Lushu and both Lushu and the Master encountered Xehanort, and neither of them mention the Child of Destiny. Or actually, Lushu mentions the Child of Destiny, but he says, he's not here yet, but that Xehanort, he could make a good scapegoat.
Yeah.
And that's what Xehanort was in the grand scheme of things. He was the scapegoat.
Why can't he be both? Do they say that both aren't the same? You can't be both?
Well, if Lushu states that,
why they introduce it in this cutscene? Why in your head do you think they tried to make it seem like it was Xehanort? Because after Kingdom Hearts 3, after hearing his motives and everything, and like this cutscene happening, Pure, why do you think they even went that route? Why do you think they even tried to do that? Because it's not like no one playing this or immersed into the story, especially Dark Road. Union Cross maybe, but like 90% of people watching Dark Road are avid KH fans, like super hardcore KH fans.
I don't think Xehanort could be both, just because.
No, but why did they do it in this cutscene? Is what I'm asking.
Oh, but why do they do it?
Why they even do this? Why they even do this in this cutscene?
Well, it was clearly meant to build up for Missing Link.
What?
It was meant to tie into Missing Link.
The Child of Destiny?
This cutscene.
What about this cutscene screams Missing Link to you?
Well, the fact that the main person talking is the main character from Missing Link.
Oh, okay. You're talking about the player. Okay, well,
and also the fact that he mentions
we don't know that though.
Gone through.
It's likely. Like I think the player character in Missing Link very likely would have just been like, because this is the player character. I think it very likely would have just, they would have died, and we don't know how long it would have taken. But like, these aren't confirmed things. You know what I mean? These are like speaking like confirmation terms. Yo, you have a good one, Meta Warrior. Oh, you're stronger, so I get to see my mom again too. That's kind of sad. I ain't gonna lie, it's crazy. Missing Link was gonna be about bloodlines. That was a big thing for Missing Link's story. Breezy Feather. So in Union Cross's Japanese version, you're saying they straight up said that Ventus is the Child of Destiny. This is why Union Cross needs an official version, because like, why would you? That makes this cutscene make even less sense than Breezy Feather if what they're saying is true. Because like, why would they have a if they just casually threw that out in a Union Cross cutscene? Why would they form a whole cutscene like this around it and try to make it sound like it's Xehanort? They're telling me Ventus is the true main character of Kingdom Hearts. That would actually be kind of cringe, in my opinion. That would be super cringe. I don't know. I don't know if that's. Are you down for that, Noir? Ventus is the true main character. He's the true.
No.
That would suck.
I don't hate Ventus, but no.
That would absolutely that would be. Chat, would y'all like that? I think that would suck. That would be.
Anyone that says they would like that, you're getting timed out. Okay.
Also, Kingdom Hearts' whole, if anything, I feel like half of Kingdom Hearts' story is about fighting against fate. I feel like that's especially Sora's story right now. This next arc is 100% that, in my opinion. The Master's talking about fate, and this is not the Keyway War. This is inevitable. That's inevitable. And Sora's obviously going to be the X factor. When is Cage 4 trailer releasing? I don't know, Bully McGuire. I have no idea. I don't know. I don't work at Square. I wish I did. Well, okay. I was about to say if I worked at Square, I would tell you. I probably wouldn't. But still,
you would be fired if you did.
I would be fired. But still, I wish I knew. If I knew, we'd be like, I'd be partying right now. If I knew when the next trailer was coming out, I'd be happier.
Oh, I would like have an open bar right now, dude.
We'll do that at PAX next year, open bar.
Just wait, what?
we're gonna like do an open bar at PAX, you know? Like we're gonna do that. Is that our thing?
We should.
You want to?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I honestly don't know what an open bar is. Like, if I'm being real with you, I don't go to the bar.
An open bar is basically all the drinks are already paid for. You literally just walk up to the bar and just ask for it, and they give it to you.
Oh, that's too much money, bro. I ain't doing all that. I ain't got the funds for that. I gotta pay this piece.
Nah, typically open bar situations aren't that expensive.
Yeah,
actually, a lot of times people do it for weddings.
Hey, that's all you, King. You got us. I'm gonna say Noir. Noir says he's gonna have an open bar at PAX. You got us. Let's go. They need to redo the entire story of Union Cross. Redo as in they need to make one official version. Cause like I kind of hate, I know there's some translation stuff with like other Kingdom Hearts games, but it's very like, I know people try to pretend it's a lot bigger, but like, and it can maybe mess with some interpretations of characters slightly. But like for the most part, from what I've heard, there's nothing I've heard from the translations like for previous Cage games that is like messed with like anything drastic in canon, you know what I mean? But that like I have heard a lot of those from Union Cross and Dark Road and stuff, and I'm like, bro, why is it so different? Like even when we read the Japanese translations from Cage Insider, Everglow, etc., versus like when the full regular subtitles come out, the official versions, it's like why is the wording so different? And it's like we need just one universal like version of these games that kind of like that kind of brings it together, because it almost feels like there's so many different interpretations of Union Cross, because honestly most of us probably watch the fan translations, to be real with you. Most of us probably watch the fan translations for these instead of the official ones. Open bar on Prodigy XCD. Look forward to be on Noir Lil Bomb.
Yep, it is on Prodigy's tab.
Nah, you think I am not built like that, bro? You think I'm built like that? Only uploading Kingdom Hearts videos? You got me tripping. Whoa.
You think open bar is that expensive?
I don't know, bro. I don't go to bars. You think I know bar prices? You think I'm from around there? You just said pay for everyone's drinks. I'm like, whoa, hold up. I am built like that. How expensive we talking? Tell me.
Let's see. So, an open bar, because people typically have them at weddings. An open bar at a wedding can range from $15 to $90 a person.
A person?
Hey, if we do just you and me, each contribute 90. Oh, we good. We Gucci.
But I thought you were talking like the whole bar.
No.
Or just saying this for the group?
Yeah.
Bro, you know how many people are coming to PAX next year?
Have everyone pay $90.
Then it's not really an open bar.
Well, technically it is, because if you pay
why
the
pay
open
$90
bar
ahead of time if you want, like if you
pay the open bar tab, you can get what you have paid for with alcohol and even more.
Bro, I ain't that serious of a drinker.
Right? You know how many Hennies and Coke you can get? Actually, Henny and Coke is disgusting. Um,
What did you just say?
what Henny and Coke is disgusting.
No, not
Uh,
that. I'm just saying, like, what are you said Henny and I've never even heard of that. See, guys, I am so
that's
like
something Americans have done, but the original Hennessy, you're not supposed to do that. And actually, I learned that my grandfather, before he passed away, he used to take trips to different countries, and the country that made Hennessy, he would tell them like, "Oh yeah, you
bro,
know what they do in America? They mix Coke with it." They were like,
you
"That's disgusting."
you completely misunderstood like my react. I was not asking for the whole lore on Hennessy and on Hennessy and Coke, bro. I was not asking. No, I got drink lore, bro. Like, I. Since we're having the slight adult bar talks, I guess. Look, chat. For me, drinking wise, I Henny and Coke is goated, no cap. I've never had it. I honestly don't think I've ever had Hennessy. So
If you enjoy Henny and Coke,
my
you're
go to
disgusting.
my go to drink is like I like rum a lot. One of my favorites is a rum sunrise. I'm not a heavy drinker though. Like I'm very much so like a social drinker, and a lot of people say they're social drinkers. I'm not the type of social drinker. Like even socially, like 1 to 2 max. Like for me typically, maybe a shot or two max. Like typically, right? I'm sipping on because my girlfriend's Hispanic, Putty Apple's Hispanic, like maybe a Corona like here and there because I had like her family loves Coronas. Like I'm not a serious drinker. I can go like a whole year without drinking. Like I'm chill. I do not I do not know the drink lore. I am a lightweight too. That's also why I only do 1 to 2 because two of like 2 shots I can be like out. I'm definitely a lightweight. Anyways, gin and tonic are delicious. I might have had that before, but probably only once. I don't know. I do like mixed drinks a lot though. They're like good. I can't do like straight shots all the time. Like that's like the least fun. Maybe if someone wants to get buzzed a little bit, like
I initially wanted to do a podcast topic on this, but since
Henny
Sky,
and Coke, bro,
huh?
on Henny and Coke.
No, God, let me finish.
You can finish. You can finish.
I was going to say, I wanted to do a podcast topic on this, but Sky has recently done a video on this, so we don't want to be redundant. But I do feel like this is a good place for me to ask. When looking at the Guardians of Light, who do you think is most likely to show up in Kingdom Hearts 4, and who do you think is likely to not be anywhere in Kingdom Hearts 4? Right. I think me personally looking at the Guardians, obviously the main ones, Sora, Riku, Kairi, that's the main trio, apart from Sora, Dawn, and Goofy. So like those three are for sure. Obviously Sora being the main character, Riku going off to find Sora, and Kairi training so that she can help Riku with getting Sora. Aqua is also a likely person to show up just because she will be training Kairi. Ventus does have some unfinished business with all this current lore stuff, so he's likely as well. Terra, maybe not so much. Roxas and Shion, probably not. But Lee, definitely, just because there's still unfinished stuff with him and Subject X and Isa. So if anything, like the characters that I said aren't likely to like do anything. They'll probably make like cameos just because we will have to go to their worlds to see the ones that are relevant with this current situation. But for the most part, you're not going to really be seeing too much of them. You're going to be more so seeing like you're not going to see too much of Roxas and Shion, if at all. You're going to see more Axel, right? And you're not going to see Terra too much, you're more likely just going to see more of Ventus and
Yo, hold up
Aqua.
right quick. Roy, yo, what's good? Roy's at TGS right now. What's good, Roy?
How is it, Roy? So Andy says Riku, Sora, Kyrie, Ventus, Axel, Subject X. Right. Well, Subject X is a plot point that they definitely need to address later on. So she will definitely show up. But looking at strictly the Guardians, so the people on the KH3 box art, right? That's what I mean when I say Guardians. The KH3 box art.
Yeah. Dragon Quest 1 and 2 and Hyrule Wars. Yo, let's go. That's sick. How do you like Dragon Quest 1 and 2? Were you able to record some for like your content, Roy? Do you think that Sora, Don, and Goofy would reunite, being that Cage Force another number tile, or would the party system be kind of different this time around? I imagine it's going to be
That's a good
different,
question.
but I feel like if I was writing Cage Force story, or I feel like just if they want to make it really interesting, I feel like I would definitely I would build the story around Sora reuniting. I would end Cage 4 with the Cage 2 ending, like high key, have the whole story be super immersive and crazy, have all these events happen, and give.
But they have to end it on a cliffhanger. They have to.
Is it ending on a cliffhanger?
Yes.
Every Kingdom Hearts game ends on a cliffhanger, except 2.
Correct.
Right,
just a waffle cousin of Pancakes said is kind of worried about Roxas and Shion that they have Keyblades, but wonder that magic has run out and doesn't need them. Are you asking whether or not they'll still have Keyblades? Like, they should still have Keyblades. Like, that doesn't just go away. Right? Unless they lose Strength of Heart, the Keyblades will stick with them till they die. That's kind of how Keyblades work.
You have a story about that, Roy. Well, I'm interested to hear it next time you're in VC. Yo, what's good, Ultra High Win?
John, would you agree that, you know, no matter how much time has passed or how normal of a life they live, Keyblade wielder isn't going to lose their Keyblade unless they willingly give it up or they lose Strength of Heart?
Typically, yeah. That's what it seems like.
Like, for example, Yen Sid, he doesn't exactly live a normal life, but the only reason he doesn't wield a Keyblade anymore is because he doffed the mantle of Master. So he doesn't deal with Keyblades anymore.
Yeah. I think Magi and Aegis are going to be Sora's party members. They're going to be Donald and Goofy.
That would be so interesting.
Magi and Aegis are going to be in KH4, I'm telling you.
Could they age and have the replica? Oh, so you're asking like if they'll, because technically they have a replica body, so would they still age? I believe so. Just because Vexen stated that his replica program was a complete success and that the bodies provided are basically human. They're pretty close to being human. So what makes a body age in Kingdom Hearts is whether or not a heart is present to age with it. That's why Ventus didn't age in the 10 years between, or I say 11 years between Birth by Sleep and Kingdom Hearts 3, because his heart wasn't present. So, but nobody's age, because they were able to regrow hearts. So I think because Roxas does have practically a human body now, and his heart is in that body, he will age. Like, I'm trying to think of an example of a replica that aged, but replicas didn't really last too long throughout Kingdom Hearts so far, so it's tough to say.
Changes in the content looks exactly like Octopath 1, but like with more characters. Actually, yeah, significantly more characters. I'm a big Octopath fan, by the way, chat, so I'm watching this on my own accord. A little bit. It's happened to be playing it on stream. Yo,
Oh,
Joshua, what's good? Welcome.
Andy, you bringing up Shion with the Keyblade, that brings up something that I have said a long time ago. I think Shion needs to get her own Keyblade. It can't just be replica Kingdom Key. It needs to be her own personalized Keyblade. Roxas is an exception because he's a dual wielder.
Roxas hogging 2 Keyblades, bro. I think in a
so he's the only one that rocks Oathkeeper and Oblivion at the same time.
Yeah,
so
in
that's
a
his
perfect
signature
world,
thing.
Shion's Keyblade is Oblivion, in my opinion, but it's not.
But I do think Shion could benefit from having her own Keyblade because Sora has the Kingdom Key, Riku has Braveheart, Kairi has Destiny's Embrace. Then there's Wayward Wind. There's Rainfell. There's Ground Shaker. There's Flame of Liberation. Is that the name of Lee's Keyblade? It has such a long name.
I think so. Flame of Liberation. That's an interesting name for his Keyblade because it kind of ties into like the organization, like and him freeing himself from that.
Like, is that the name of
that'd be an interesting video.
No. Hold on.
Keyblade names and their meanings.
So it has 2 different names. So it has Flame Liberator.
Flame Liberator. There we go.
Or Bond of the Blaze.
Bond.
Which obvious Bond of the Blaze.
Okay.
Which is obviously an evolution of the Bond of Flame Keyblade from Kingdom Hearts 2.
Yeah.
Which I will admit, that was a pretty cool Keyblade, Bond of Flame.
Man. Food for thought. Well, if Sora and Yozora swap places, he meets Donald and Goofy, then they become his party members, assuming he gets playable segments. I wonder if Yozora will get playable segments. Because Nomura definitely wanted to make a Verum Rex or Verum Rex game, but he decided to make Kingdom Hearts 4 instead. So I'm thinking to myself, is he going to try to meld the two together, or is Verum Rex going to be coming after KH4? I personally think after Kingdom Hearts 4, first priority needs to be remaking the Key Saga. I think that's number 1 priority, 100%. I think you take the L, take the fumble with Missing Link right now, you remaster the Key Saga. Make a Key Saga trilogy. Do a full game, 3 stories, Key Saga anthology, whatever you want to call it, do with it. Key Saga game needs to happen. Did Odin die or give the 2 Keyblades from their students? I don't know.
We actually don't know what happened to Odin.
We have no idea. If he was to make a Verum Rex game, it will be years from now. Yeah. Though it makes sense why there would be one. Yeah. I think I would too, G3O, especially now with the games being canceled. Like, I think years ago I would have been like, maybe I'll take Verum Rex right now, but I feel like Key Saga got done so dirty. There's a town builder in Octopath. What the heck? Key Saga got done so freaking dirty, bro, that like it has to be avenged. Like, it has to be.
I definitely think that I'm definitely on the side of Nomura should recreate the Key Saga, but just like as a movie.
Nah, you prefer full movies over games?
It definitely helps get the content and story out quicker.
Yeah, but like the quality though, because like think about like because okay, what would be the what in your head? No, I'm gonna try to sell you on this. What in your head would be the goal? Or chat, actually, you're part of this conversation too. Everyone, what would your goal? But mainly towards you, know, what would be the goal of remastering the Key Saga? What would be the goal of it?
To make an easily digestible form to get the Key Saga story out there.
And do you like while the movies are easily digestible? Would you also agree at this point that what also matters is people actually like paying attention and caring about these stories?
Yes.
And what do you think would get people more immersed? A key back cover movie or a game? Because like how often do we talk about key back cover compared to 0.2 or compared to Dream Drop Recoded? Like does it really sit among those? Like does
It really it doesn't, and that's for a couple different reasons.
Yeah, the story was kind of
the story is basically incomplete, right? If you know the Kingdom Hearts Key story, you know that Key back cover literally just covers a fraction of just Kingdom Hearts Key as a whole, right? And also the fact that I mean, that's really the main point, really. It's just the fact that it's incomplete, right? Because you don't even get to see the Keyblade War, right? You barely see the events that lead up to the war. Like let me put this into perspective. Because I get that, like, by the time you get close to the Keyblade War, you kind of have to implement the player character more because the player character kind of takes more center stage with all the stuff that's happening surrounding the Keyblade War. But the fact that one of the most critical and crucial cutscenes for Kingdom Hearts Key was Ava's meeting with Luxu, and like that is one of the most important cutscenes in the entire Kingdom Hearts Key browser game. That was never put in back cover. Like that was literally the cutscene that started the Keyblade War, because it was Ava striking at Luxu that caused the bells to toll, which signaled the start of the Keyblade War. Had Ava not done that, the Keyblade War would never have happened.
Yeah, I think basically any cutscene with the Master of Masters is like important, and that. But the most important one is the case of Luxu. But you know what? What also hurts key back cover? Why did they do extended cutscenes of Ava and Luxu's role? It's like they literally only give you like they give you basically the most uninteresting parts of their roles in the movie. And in key back and in key or Union Cross, they're like, oh, but there's more. And it's like it's so silly.
But wait, there's more.
And Andy, to your point, think of it. I'm gonna read Andy's comment. Think of it. Most of the story of Union Cross takes place in one place, which is Daybreak Town, and most of the time they are in the same environment. Won't make a wait. Are you saying okay? You're saying it'd be better as a movie. I disagree, because I feel like with how in-depth Union Cross's story is, Kingdom Hearts is a game. It is a story, but it's a game first. Like, I think the series of Kingdom Hearts is a game first. We want to see animes, we want to see movies, and I'm interested in those as side projects. But I think if we're talking, like, okay, imagine me saying this, right? All right, guys, new fan. So after Kingdom Hearts 4, you have to watch a movie about Union Cross. A movie about Missing Link. You have to watch this trilogy of movies about Union Cross, Missing Link, and Dark Road, right? Like to get into the story. Now, assuming they might already be into the story, hopefully by the time they get to that point, the movies hopefully are good, but I'm gonna be real with you guys. Square's not good at making movies, bro. Like, has there been like... Square's not good at making movies. I know everyone says movies for story, but Square's not good at making movies. I love
their first ever feature-length film almost made the company go bankrupt.
I appreciate Square Enix for like trying they're not good at making movies. So that's why a movie doesn't speak to me as much. They're good at making movies inside of games. Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, Nier. They're good at making stories with gameplay on top of it. Gameplay to add on to it. Imagine in Union Cross, right? Full spoilers. Imagine in Union Cross, we get to the ending of Union Cross, the climax of the game. The other union leaders and Larxene, Elrina, they go off to the other Daybreak town, and it's just us three, the original trio of the Key Saga: Scold, Ephemer, the player, and you see that cutscene where the player. Where the darknesses all come in. They're jumped by the darkness. I remember when they panned out to that scene. It was amazing. It was beautiful. I loved that. In chibi art style, it was beautiful. Like, the player turning on, like, doing the whole fake switcheroo thing, turning on Ephemer and Skull, pretending to be a darkness to save them. Imagine you get to play that scene instead of it being some 3-minute fight sequence that then gets like panned out, you know, like a black screen, the fight ends. Imagine getting to play that moment. A lot of you might not know what I'm talking about because guess what? You watch freaking cutscenes on YouTube, and you're basically.
You sound so hurt.
The story was already so good with that. Imagine getting to actually maybe play or see combat of like Ava versus Luciu. Somehow, some way you're involved in that. Imagine getting to actually fight the foretellers in the Keep of War. Now, I'm not saying these need to be 20, 30 hour games. I'm saying the gameplay, like Union Cross's moments, a lot of it is story, but there are some really good gameplay moments. There are bosses that could happen through Union Cross and Dark Road and Missing Link, like that are in these stories, that are in these worlds. I think gameplay would do it better justice. My goal isn't a movie at a minimum. I agree, a movie at a minimum. And I don't want to fight against a movie, but I want to fight for a game. Because I think the Key Saga is that good that it shouldn't just get remastered to a movie. Because how do we feel about Days and Recoded right now? We want those to be games, right? There's so much in those, like the bosses in Days, even though the bosses are kind of boo-boo butt cheeks, the gameplay of Days 1000% adds to the story, right? Chat, would you guys agree with that? Do you guys prefer Days being a game or a movie? I think it's way better as a game, personally. Recoded kind of sucks anyways, but I would still say Recoded's maybe better as a game. But I feel like these stories, I feel like, why do the same thing for the Key Saga? Let the Key Saga, I don't feel like I'm campaigning right now. Let the Key Saga be a game. Give it the full love it deserves. That's where I'm at. See, I take a movie for Missing Link 1000% over the book those canceled FF15 DLCs got. See, now that's worst case scenario, Rose. Y'all got some books. I'm sorry. Y'all didn't deserve that. Y'all got books for 15. Hey, 15 is gonna get remastered in 10 years. It'll be all right. It'll get remade when you guys are 40. You'll be happy then. But man, dude, we need a game. Like, no, you remember like when those cutscenes happened, like that player moment, right? Like imagine that, like that's the final boss of Union Cross. The final boss of Union Cross is Ephemer and Scold. How crazy will that play? Like, wouldn't that be exciting?
Yeah.
Like, that'd be so dope. Yeah, the cutscenes in Missing Link were really good. I think they were. I was excited to play Missing Link, but like I knew it was definitely gonna be a cutscene simulator. Like, it's just that, like, when I say I want them to be games, I'm not saying I want like gacha turn-based. I'm saying I want, like, give me Kingdom Hearts 3, but like with Union Cross's story and world. Give me like 0.2 or like KH2 like with like Missing Link, Dark Road story and world. Give me a Xehanort game with KH3's combat. Like that another road mod. Give me that, bro. With Ericus and the other characters as party members. Freaking Vor, Hermod, but I forget the other one's name. Do you remember? Hold on, name every character in Dark Road right now, Noir. Do you remember all their names?
Hell no.
Chat, name every character in Dark Road without looking it up. Well, we got Odin, we got Xehanort, Ericus, Hermod, Vor. Dang, what are the other two? Erd was one of them. There's one I'm missing. There's one. Bragi. I think that's all of his main classmates.
Pronounced Broggy.
Whatever, bro. Upper class. Then we have upperclassmen. We got Balder. Yep, there we go. Balder. Man, Breezy Feather looked it up. I'm playing. Sigrun? Who the heck is Sigrun? Who is that? Was that one of the upperclassmen? Holder? That's Balder's
you really
sister,
just don't
right?
know.
I did not. Bro listed them. Like, definitely looked it up. Nah, that's the true contest for Cameron's. Name every Dark Road character.
That is, I will lose. I will let you know right now. I will lose.
I literally just know this. Look, I remember. If you give me some time, I'll remember a lot of them. I feel like the Key Saga would take too long to make into a full game to go backwards after we're already past that point, because I want KH5 to be next. See, I get that. And I understand that that's the main reason I think most people want a movie, because they're afraid of a game taking so much time. But, like, what are we fighting for here? Do we want them to rush through the story? Admittedly, I know I give off mixed messages when I'm over here talking about how badly I want KH4. I want KH4 so badly, but my want for KH4 is separate from, like... My want for KH4 is, like, definitely there, but that's just me, like, I want the game to come out, but I don't want the game to be rushed. So, like, I'm not sitting here, like, holding Square Enix hostage, telling them to release the game. I'm just a fan yapping, you know? KH4 will take as long as it needs to. I want the game, first and foremost, to be, like, good. I don't want it to be bad. I don't want it to be trash. That's because you want game doesn't mean you want the game to be rushed. So you can be wishful, you can ask for trailers, ask for you can plead to Square Enix begging for some content, but at the end of the day they gotta go at their pace. So I know all I can do is yap, so I'm gonna keep yapping. That's all I can do. Now, what we're fighting for here for the Kingdom Hearts like scene, right? If you are someone who was disappointed in KH3, you were disappointed in previous Kingdom Hearts games, we want, regardless of, I know we're going to get older, man. Do you guys really think at this point in your life you're going to suddenly stop playing Kingdom Hearts in 5 years? Maybe. I don't know. Maybe some of you will. Like, it's possible. But, like, personally, for me personally, no. So, after KH4, assuming Kingdom Hearts 4 is a really good freaking game, make Union Cross. Remaster Union Cross, bro. Whether it's a movie, hopefully a game, I want a game. If it takes them 3 years to make a Union Cross game, so be it, bro. Put it on another team. Let another team make it. Like, they used to have, like, different teams for or they used to have, like, other people do Kingdom Hearts games. Make a separate team that works on, like, an action Key Saga remaster while you guys make Kingdom Hearts 5. Like, I don't think... I don't know, man. I don't know. Especially after Kingdom Hearts 4 would be the perfect time to do it, because imagine how many people are going to be interested in Strelitzia after KH4, be interested in Lorium and Xehanort. Like, market Union Cross as, like, this... If you want to find out more about Strelitzia, if you want to find out more about Xehanort and this and these characters, like, play the Key Saga, the Key trilogy. It's called Kingdom Hearts Key. I don't know, man. I must make a video about this. I've been saying I was going to make a video about it for a while, but this is going to be one of my videos I have lined up after I get my new computer. I'm gonna edit the crap. I'm about to go crazy with that. I'm gonna try to make the most convincing argument possible, and someone's gonna comment, "Well, they should make a movie because I don't want to wait," and that's gonna just ruin my whole argument. But I'm gonna still make the argument anyways. I'm gonna be like, "Look, man, I want a game. I want Union Cross a game." Norris, how's life? How are you doing?
It's good.
Life's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chat, is life good? How's life, chat? I'm over here yapping, ranting, bro. It's interesting because I see the viewer, we're like over 70 viewers. I guess y'all like the rants and the raving, but still, just yeah, like is life going good, chat? Life's pretty nice over here in Japan. Oh, so you don't just know Japanese, Breezy. You live in Japan. That's pretty hype. You like Japan? Yo, what are the Japanese Kingdom Hearts fans like? 'Cause I wanna dip into that community one of these days. You know, I know we have auto dubbing and stuff, but I've always wanted to have like a over the past couple of years, I had this thought about wanting to have a like IRL. I said IRL to have a basically have a channel, like basically my channel, but just for like Japanese viewers can watch it. That's it. Someone's dubbing over my voice, like, because I think like there is a fandom for Japanese Kingdom Hearts. Cade 4 is likely to take some from each game and improve upon them. Reaction commands, skill transformations are a prime example. Yeah, KH3 though was like the first game to really, well, maybe not first, but okay. It's one of the main games that went this hard on this. Like KH3 is an amalgamation of literally every single Kingdom Hearts game. Like every game before it is an amalgamation of. You could say like another game that kind of tried to do something like that. Not an amalgamation of everything though, but you could say like Dream Drop improved, or not really improved. Dream Drop did it was another command deck game. It did stuff. I'm gonna say that Dream Drop did stuff. It did something. But I wonder if they go that approach again, trying to have like this amalgamation of all the stories and all the gameplay features, or if they just try to do something like kind of fresh and new. But obviously, reaction commands are returning, so maybe they'll we'll see. We'll see what happens. I will probably play Sonic Racing Cross Worlds, but if I do, it will be next week because PC sucks. Current PC, right here, or rather right here, trash. This PC sucks, terrible. So when my new one comes in and I have everything set up, which will probably be like next weekend. So I'll probably have it set up at least by Sunday. Like everything all good, ready to go. Probably quicker than that, to be honest with you. But I'll have everything set up by then, and we'll go live. We'll do our thing. We'll have fun, yap. You know, we'll vibe. We'll figure things out. Free movement seems like it's going to take priority since Sora had some type of whip/grapple. Do you guys think Sora's going to be Spider-Manning across the city with the grapple? That'd be funny. That would be very funny. What do you think of that, Nora? Nora, let's talk about the gameplay systems of Kingdom Hearts. Let's talk about Kingdom Hearts 4's gameplay. Where do you think it's about to go?
Let's see. So I think that Yozora's fight could potentially be a good indicator of what Sora is going to do in Kingdom Hearts 4, because Yozora makes a lot of creations, as the game puts it, during the fight, and there is a build system in Kingdom Hearts 4 that we haven't really seen too much. But if we can guess, it probably won't be identical, like one-to-one, like how Yozora does it, because clearly his battle system, or say his how do how to put this, the power mechanics for Yozora and people in Yozora's world is clearly structurally different than say how power is in Sora's reality. So more than likely it's going to be Sora's own version of like Yozora's creations.
Okay. Spider Sora. I mess with that. I think so. I was thinking with the build system, like my peak idea for the build system. I don't think they're gonna go this route, but I wonder. Like I don't think they're gonna go as deep with the route as I would imagine it. But I was thinking kind of like Kirby type stuff, like scrap and build is what they refer to it as, what it translates to. What Nomura said. Um, Scrap and build. I'm thinking like so we're like I think we actually kind of see it in the trailer. A matter of fact, like let me pull this up right quick. Hold up. So Kingdom Hearts 4 trailer, chat. So tell me, do you guys think this first reaction command is supposed to be like a teaser towards scrap and build? You know what I mean? Like kind of teasing the mechanic introduced, you unlock scrap and build after this boss fight type stuff. So like, look, right? Hear me out. I know it's lagging. That's my computer being dog doo doo, bruh. So look at this, right? Sora, reaction command pops up. He blocks the attack. Boom, right? He blocks the attack. Now you see how there's swirls around. There's light swirls, which is obviously from Sora, and then there's like this darkness swirl coming out, like from his fist. It's almost like fabric or something. Like there's this darkness swirl happening around. Now that's obviously the two attacks clashing, but after the clash, Sora takes his drill, takes all them effects. He forms it into like this big drill attack. You see the dark and the light. Like you see this. I'll play it in full motion. He takes all that darkness, all the light, boom, hits him with it. Scrap and build. He scrapped together his own attack, launched it at him. Now, for the whole mechanic, I'm thinking like some Kirby type stuff. Like imagine we're fighting a normal Heartless. You know how in Kingdom Hearts 3 or how in Kingdom Hearts 2 we used a lot of nobodies and Heartless's attacks against them, like the samurai. We outdueled the samurai in Kingdom Hearts. That's one of the rawest reaction commands. We outdanced, the not the dancers. We reversaled the nobodies. We used their own like wiggly moves against them. They kind of like folded themselves up. I don't know. We used that one Heartless, like I don't know the Heartless's name. I'm sorry, but like we used the laser in the 1,000 Heartless fight. Like we used the Heartless's laser to kill the other Heartless. It's like I think Scrap and Build might be like an innovation of that, where we use the enemy's attacks against them, but like in a more direct way. So like we actually can like maybe take the attacks and like stockpile them even or something like that. Will Kingdom Hearts do all that? Probably not. But would that be cool? If they even do like 50% of that, would that be cool? Heck yeah. It would. I think what Kingdom Hearts 2 does really well, and this is people every time they talk about reaction commands and why they're good, I think people miss like there's another element of it that I think that goes well with every good mechanic comes something that is unnoticed that is good about it, but that is kind of hard to explain. Like, for example, what makes reaction commands so good, a lot of people probably say, oh man, it's just raw, it's cool, like it makes a cool, it's cool to do reaction commands, the cutscene is cool, right? Does a lot of damage or this and that, right? They're useful. But I think what a more nuanced take on it is reaction commands make every interaction in Kingdom Hearts 2 feel unique. Like Heartless fights, regular nobody fights are memorable because of reaction commands. You remember that first Bailey fight? You remember that first nobody you encounter in KH2 as Roxas because you're able to reversal them and attack them that way. You're able to do Samurai Duel on the Heartless. You remember the 1,000 Heartless fights? You remember spamming Rising Star and Snag. I don't know. Like even for like other enemies in the game. Like you remember Twilight Thorn so vividly, because Twilight Thorn, he's over here trying to throw a spirit bomb at you, and Roxas throws his key leg. You know what I mean? Like, you remember these fights and these moments because these reaction commands are crazy. Now, compare this to KH3. I love KH3. I still think KH3 is better. TGS is right now, but I think KH3 is still a better game overall, personally for me, right? But I understand what makes KH2 so good as well. KH3, let's be real. For a lot of you guys, if you don't replay the game constantly, how many bosses do you like genuinely remember the names of? How many bosses do you like vividly like stick in your head as like, oh yeah, man, that fight, that was so memorable? Like, you probably remember them as a fan, like you know what they are, you remember the Monstropolis boss, you remember the boss at the end of Frozen, Skull. But one of the reasons Skull is so memorable for a lot of people, it's because he's difficult. He's one of the few harder Disney fights in KH3. But two, he doesn't have a reaction command per se, but he has a quick time event, or he has something. I don't know if I'd call it a reaction command. Yeah, that whole thing where he drops the dark spirit bomb on you, the big dark planetary devastation move. Freaking yeah, we're gonna call it planetary devastation. We're gonna copy Naruto, where he drops planetary devastation on you, bro. Like that, you remember that fight? That's probably one of the most memorable Disney bosses because he throws that move at you. Though that's where reaction commands and quick time events come into play. It makes moments that otherwise would go unnoticed way more memorable. Like, I don't think the boss in Beast Castle is necessarily anything super crazy. The design is cool, but I think what makes him even cooler is the fact that, like, I can twirl on the chandelier and, like, fight him with it. I think the boss in, I think Grim Reaper would be a very generic Heartless fight even though it's a little annoying, admittedly, if it wasn't for, like, the medallion gimmick. Like, I think otherwise he'd be a very generic Heartless fight. It's just little things like that, man, that go a long way. And those are the things that go a little more... That's what the developer has to think about and not the player. The player is just trying to have fun. The developer is thinking, okay, how do we subconsciously make this fight and make this interaction memorable long term? How do we make this an experience? Other than the org fights, Data Org and Izora, because those feel like cheating. Davy Jones Skull, Dark Baymax. Dark Baymax sucks. That's fight terrible. You're literally in the Baymax team attack, which is already the worst team attack in the game. You're just in the Baymax team attack the whole fight. Like, it's not fun. Like, it is really bad. It'd be a good fight if for one segment you were in Baymax, or like during the DM you were in Baymax, and then you went back to like regular fighting. Because in the Coliseum mod, I fought Baymax just without what's it called? Without like the team attack. And it was a significantly better experience. Like, significantly. Oh, chat. I just, okay. You guys, I'm so excited for the content I'm about to make. Because, okay, you guys do not realize, you guys see how laggy this is on my PC right now, right? My encoding's overloaded because my computer is dog duty. The computer is really bad. It's been bad for years, but I've only really been dealing with how bad it is recently. But I've been dealing with it for years, too. Like, a reason I stopped covering a lot of mods is because a lot of mods became really ambitious, and I cannot run them on my 2070. I cannot run them on my 2070, bro. This 2070, it's been doing, like, God's work for freaking years. This 2070 is cooked right now. Bro, I'm finally about to be able to do these crazy mod videos because my PC is going to be way better, because I couldn't run these mods. I didn't feel good doing these mod videos with my PC lagging, bro. With the like, I can't show off the mod with the PC lagging. Every time I do a freaking reaction command or crazy sparkle effect move, like, or something that the modders spent like years making, I can't have it lagging when I'm showing it off. I'm so excited to be able to play these mods and not have my PC like freaking chug. Now, I'm sure mods are unstable anyway, so it's gonna chug a little bit, but man, oh man, it's gonna be freaking crazy. I'm excited. Was there anything else you wanted to like say? No, I know I've been yapping because I'm getting ready to end the stream a little bit soon, but
No,
little
no. I think we kind of touched on a lot of different things we wanted to yap about today.
yeah. Shoot, Noir. Thank you. Shout out to Noir for this live stream, by the way, because this has been a very fun live stream, and I was probably not going to stream tonight to be real with you, but Noir. See, this is straight up what friends are for, because friends push you when you don't even realize it. Friends push you when you don't even realize it. This has been a very fun stream. So thank you, Noir, for coming out, having fun. Make sure I'll subscribe to the boy, by the way. Noir, you gotta change your channel tag.
Why?
Cause your username on YouTube's Noir, but your URL is still Sora Goku.
Oh yeah, I gotta change that.
You should change
Well,
it.
actually, because I wanted to keep it like that to like honor the first name I made for YouTube, because that was my first YouTube name.
I get that, but my first YouTube name was X the Only Prodigy X, and while like that's cool, it's cool to honor that name and all, but if you're, from my perspective, I respect your decision, but if you're, the goal of the YouTube channel is to grow, right? Grow, reach people.
Yeah.
It's like you'll always that name. I will always have the X the Only Projects as a part of my history, but when people search my username up, they need to search it up easier, straight up. That's all it is. But that's my perspective. Sora solos Goku. He sure as hell does. I'm so happy that you want to play Sonic Crossworlds. Who will be your main character to play? I have no idea, but probably Knuckles, because I'm a Knuckles stan. I will tell you this. I will either play Knuckles, Amy, or Blaze. Those would be my go-to three. So, yeah. So, I'm new to PC, but are you able to get mods on a Steam Deck? I don't know. I'm not sure about that. And I'm not sure if you're able to mod KH3 on the Steam Deck. There's probably some way you could do it, but I don't know how. I don't know how to even get them, but I've been seeing cool mods for KH. You might have to. So what you might have to do is you might have to figure out first how to do YouTube and do how would you open up like a file explorer to mod KH3? Like how would you have to figure out that part, because I think it'd be easier if you were able to do workshop mods with KH3, but I know you aren't, so like that's kind of an issue. Anyways though, chat, thank you guys so much for coming to the stream. I really appreciate you guys. Love you guys, and I hope you guys have a really good rest of your night. My name is Prodigy. This has been Noir Little Bomber. And remember to be nice, be safe, and take care, everyone. Peace.